On the southwestern edge of India lies a narrow strip of land where mountains, monsoon clouds, rivers, coconut groves, and the Arabian Sea meet in unusually close quarters. This is Kerala, officially called Keralam, a state that often appears small on the map but carries a very large historical and cultural weight. It stretches along the Malabar coast, bordered by Karnataka to the north and northeast, Tamil Nadu to the east, and the Lakshadweep Sea to the west. Across the water lie the Lakshadweep Islands, reinforcing Kerala's long connection with the sea. Covering just under 39,000 square kilometers, Kerala is not one of India's largest states by area, yet it is one of the most studied, visited, and discussed. Its importance comes from a rare combination: ancient trade, high social indicators, strong regional identity, dense settlement, and a landscape that has shaped almost every part of life. Kerala's geography is central to understanding it. The state is often described as a ribbon of land squeezed between the Western Ghats and the sea. The Western Ghats rise sharply along the eastern side, forming a mountain barrier that captures monsoon winds and feeds a network of rivers flowing westward. Below the hills are midlands of plantations, villages, and towns, and closer to the coast are low-lying plains, lagoons, estuaries, and backwaters. This compressed geography creates dramatic variety within short distances. A person can travel from misty hill stations and tea gardens to fishing harbors and beaches in a matter of hours. It also helped Kerala develop strong internal links. Rivers and waterways connected communities, while the coast opened the region to traders from far beyond India. The modern state of Kerala was formed on November 1, 1956 under India's States Reorganisation Act. This law reorganized state boundaries largely around language, and Kerala brought together Malayalam-speaking regions into a single political unit. Before that, the area was divided among different administrative and princely territories. Travancore and Cochin had joined the Indian Union after independence and were merged in 1949 as Travancore-Cochin. The Malabar district, previously connected to the Madras Presidency, and the Kasaragod Taluk of South Kannada were later combined with Travancore-Cochin to form Kerala. At the same time, Kanyakumari district and some nearby areas were transferred to Madras state, now Tamil Nadu. Since 1984, Kerala has consisted of 14 districts. The formation of Kerala was not just a boundary change, it gave political shape to a linguistic and cultural region centered on Malayalam. Kerala's capital is Thiruvananthapuram, located in the southern part of the state. Historically associated with the Travancore Kingdom, it remains an important administrative, educational, and cultural center. But the state's most populated urban region is the Kochi metropolitan area. Kochi's importance comes from its harbor, commercial energy, and long history as a port city. It has linked Kerala to global trade for centuries and continues to function as a major economic gateway. Malayalam is the most widely spoken language in the state and, along with English, serves as an official language. Language plays a major role in Kerala's identity. It connects literature, cinema, journalism, education, politics, and everyday life. Even among Malayali communities living abroad, Malayalam remains a key marker of belonging. Long before modern borders existed, Kerala was known to the wider world through spices. The region has been a major exporter of spices since at least 3000 BCE, and black pepper became especially famous. In the ancient and medieval world, pepper was not simply a cooking ingredient. It was a luxury good, a preservative, a medicine, and a symbol of wealth. Kerala's coast became part of maritime networks linking India with West Asia, the Mediterranean, and later Europe. Ships arrived with gold, textiles, ceramics, and ideas, and left with pepper, cardamom, cinnamon, and other valuable products. This trade made Kerala outward-looking. It brought merchants, religious communities, languages, and technologies to the coast, creating a society that was deeply local but never isolated. One of the earliest major powers associated with the region was the Chera dynasty. The Cheras rose through control of trade routes, ports, and inland resources, and their history is closely tied to maritime commerce. However, Kerala was not cut off from the politics of the rest of South India. The Cheras often faced pressure and invasions from neighboring dynasties, especially the Cholas and Pandyas. These rivalries show that Kerala's history was shaped by both oceanic trade and land-based power struggles. Control over ports and trade goods meant wealth, but it also attracted conflict. Over centuries, political power in the region shifted among kingdoms, local chiefs, temple networks, and later princely states, creating a layered political landscape rather than a single uninterrupted kingdom. In the 15th century, Kerala's role in the spice trade drew Portuguese traders to its shores. Their arrival marked a major turning point, not just for Kerala but for India as a whole, because it helped initiate the era of European colonial involvement in the subcontinent. The Portuguese were followed in different ways by the Dutch, the British, and other European powers, each seeking influence over trade and territory. Kerala's ports became sites of negotiation, rivalry, missionary activity, and military competition. European involvement did not erase local power structures immediately, instead, it interacted with existing kingdoms and merchant communities. The result was a complex coastal world where global capitalism, religion, diplomacy, and regional politics overlapped. Kerala's modern identity still carries traces of these centuries of contact. Kerala is also known for its unusually strong social indicators. According to available figures, it has had India's highest Human Development Index, a literacy rate above 96% in 2018, the highest life expectancy at around 77 years, and the highest sex ratio, with more women than men per thousand males. These numbers are often described as the Kerala model of development. The phrase refers to the state's ability to achieve strong outcomes in education, health, and social welfare despite not being India's richest or most industrialized region. Several factors contributed to this: public investment, social reform movements, missionary and community education, political mobilization, land reforms, and widespread awareness of rights. Kerala's experience is frequently studied because it challenges the assumption that economic growth must always come before basic human development. Kerala's population was about 33 million in the 2011 census, making it India's 13th most populous state. It is densely settled, highly connected, and one of the most urbanized states in the country, though its urbanization often looks different from cities with sharp rural-urban boundaries. In many parts of Kerala, towns, villages, shops, schools, homes, and transport corridors blend into long continuous settlements. The state also has India's lowest positive population growth rate, reflecting demographic changes associated with education, healthcare, and smaller family sizes. Poverty levels are comparatively low, and public awareness is high. Newspapers are published in multiple languages, especially Malayalam and English, and Kerala has some of the highest media exposure in India. This has helped create a politically active society where public debate is part of daily life. Migration is one of the defining stories of modern Kerala. During the Gulf boom of the 1970s and early 1980s, large numbers of Malayalis migrated to the Arab states of the Persian Gulf for work. This movement transformed families, villages, consumption patterns, and the state economy. Remittances from expatriate workers became a major source of income, helping households build homes, educate children, start businesses, and improve living standards. The Gulf connection also changed aspirations. For many families, migration became a route to mobility, but it also created emotional and social costs, long separations, dependence on foreign labor markets, and vulnerability during economic downturns or geopolitical crises. Today, the Malayali diaspora remains central to Kerala's identity, linking the state to the Middle East, Europe, North America, and beyond. Kerala's culture reflects centuries of interaction. Hinduism is practiced by more than half the population, followed by large Muslim and Christian communities. These religious traditions are not recent additions, they have deep roots shaped by trade, migration, reform, and local history. The culture is often described as a synthesis of Aryan and Dravidian traditions, but it also includes influences from across India and overseas. Architecture, festivals, food, performing arts, clothing, and literature all show this layering. Coconut, rice, fish, spices, and banana leaves define much of the food culture. Classical and folk traditions coexist with cinema, television, and digital media. Kerala's identity is therefore not one single thing, but a layered social world shaped by temples, mosques, churches, ports, plantations, schools, and political movements. Economically, Kerala has a distinctive profile. Its economy is largely service sector oriented, while the primary sector contributes a smaller share than it once did. Yet agriculture and natural resources remain symbolically and practically important. Kerala contributes significantly to India's production of black pepper and natural rubber. Coconut, tea, coffee, cashew, and spices are also important crops, with plantations especially visible in the hill regions. Fishing is another major livelihood. The state has a coastline of about 595 kilometers, and roughly 1.1 million people depend on the fishing industry, which accounts for around 3% of state income. These numbers reveal a tension in Kerala's economy. Traditional livelihoods remain vital, but education, services, migration, tourism, healthcare, and consumption increasingly shape growth and employment. For many outside India, Kerala is best known as a tourist destination. Its image is built around coconut-lined beaches, slow-moving backwaters, tropical greenery, Ayurvedic wellness, wildlife, and cool hill stations. The backwaters are especially iconic, a network of lakes, canals, lagoons, and rivers where houseboats move through landscapes of paddy fields and palm trees. But Kerala is more than a postcard. Its appeal comes from the way geography, history, and society are woven together. The same coast that attracts tourists once drew spice traders. The same hills that produce tea and cardamom shape the monsoon-fed rivers below. The same high literacy and media culture that define public life also support a globally aware population. Kerala's story is the story of a small coastal state with an outsized role, a bridge between mountains and sea, India and the world, tradition and social change. If you found this helpful, please like this video and subscribe for more explainers.